Hey guys, it's here bringing you another video, and welcome to another Challenger Spectate. Not done like an actual Challenger Spectate in quite a while, but I was going to do an episode 2 of the Aurelia series, but it's just taking a bit too long to find the person. So I thought we'd do an actual Challenger Spectate, and we're watching a Sylas game. Now the reason for it is Sylas and me, I've not seen eye to eye with this champion for a lot of Season 11. I felt he's very, very strong. But the only big change he's had recently was a buff nerf. Meanwhile, level 1, they find the Jace, and he's actually going to go down. So again, in always like that Jace took longer to get to his own territory bush than the whole enemy team got to his. So it's bad from the Jace, to be fair. But yeah, the only change that they've done was a buff nerf. They nerfed the healing by a tiny amount, and they buffed the damage of Q. All Sylas, or a lot of good Sylas players, or people that, you know, they go, yep, that is one of the Sylas players to listen to, actually said overall it was a buff. Also, yes, my hair is blonde, by the way. The blue hair is gone. Right now, this is just the blue hair's been removed. So that's left like the bleached blonde. And on Wednesday, this week, actually, I'm getting it dyed back to roughly my original colour. Because, yeah, I've got adult things going on in the background, so when you're going into, like, a meeting, etc., and you walk in with blue hair, it's a bit not great. Anyway, it's a Lulu top. Now, some people might be like, oh, you know, is that troll or anything? Not really, because of, well, one thing, really, the Kayn. Lulu top has been around high-rating League of Legends for a very long time, but obviously Sylas damage at level 1 is still quite high. But yeah, Lulu top has never been like a troll pick. It has been around in League of Legends for a very, very long time, many, many years. And it's usually there, as we all probably would agree. Lulu is very strong this season. It's a point-and-click champion. It's very easy to play. That's very, very oppressive in the polymorph, in her ultimate. It's just very good. And when you have a Kayn, who is, I would imagine it with the Conqueror, he might be going red Kayn. With a Lulu, think of it like kind of like a Yuumi Kayn. A Yuumi Kayn is beyond oppressive. But Lulu Kayn is also kind of crazy too. So she kind of does some weird positioning. She's got, by the way, Ignite. She is looking to kill this Sylas. And if he's not careful, he will go down. But she's now out of position. And he has to be careful. He flashes away too. But yeah, you can see the early trade's not going too bad for the support champion. And that is worth knowing. A support has high base damage, bad scaling. He is and he dead. Wow, Scorch killed him. So there you go. Lulu just straight up killed a Sylas. So that's quite interesting to see. But Lulu has to get these early kills because they have high base damage, bad scaling. It's kind of a cheese pick. Well, it is a cheese pick, let's be honest. That she has to do stuff in the early game for herself to get strong. So then she can basically be an absolute monster to help the Kayn or help the Jinx or whoever it may be. The enemy team is quite scary. The new Sona scales apparently very, very well. Jinx scales great. Then Jinx is going to have a Sona and a Lulu helping her. That is very scary. Yes, maybe a Kog'Maw would have been better, or even a Twitch would have been better, or a Trist. But Jinx would also do very well with that as well. Blue team, Sylas' team, bit of a funky team, to be honest. Their scaling is a bit all over the place, because they've got Pantheon Nude, who doesn't really scale. They have Lee Sin, who also doesn't scale great. And then they don't have an AD carry. They have Seraphine bot. So it's a bit of an odd game. And yes, this is an EUS Challenger game. So it does show weird comps happen in all the ratings, not just low. And also you're seeing here, Sylas is missing farm. So, you know, I miss a lot of farm, but so does a Challenger player. So it makes me feel better myself. Anyway, yes, look at the mini-map. There is potentially a 3-man dive going in top lane, which is something that they should be looking to do. He misses the E, Pantheon flashes, and she's just simply dead. Lee Sin doesn't even get involved. But that is, if people are wondering, like, oh, how do you deal with the Lulu? If you gank her as a early jungler or whatever, she is going to go pop. She's a support. If you leave the Lulu to be annoying in the early game, to have that harass and poke, yeah, she's going to be annoying. She's also got Ignite. But if you actually focus her a little bit, there's not a lot she can do. Meanwhile, the Kayn is trying to get to the tower. I actually don't know why. I guess just XP and gold. Meanwhile, Leona goes down in bot lane. So this game, definitely, I would consider a partial fiesta. Jace was in mid lane, was making his way to top, but changed his mind because they had vision here. But yeah, definitely a partial fiesta so far. But the title of this video is probably on the lines of, is Sylas still broken? Again, I use that word not even loosely. I do think he's been a broken champion most of this season. I think for how easy he is to play, you can do so much. And that, to me, is one of the big definitions if a champion is broke. If it's really hard to pull off and they take over a game, and it's like, okay, fair enough, the player played insanely well for them to do that, okay, fair. Again, a lot of the stuff in Season 11, at least for me, has not felt like that, and Sylas has been one of those. When a Sylas has taken over the game and you simply cannot kill him, and he's one-shotting you, you're like, well, this doesn't feel incredibly healthy. So there's his damage. So again, he nearly takes Lulu from 100 to 0. She's igniting him again, but he's going to go down. Lulu gets another kill. That ignite. I think the Sylas, to be honest, I would say he's disrespecting that Lulu's got ignite. You know, as a challenger player, the Sylas should be taking note of when the ignite is used. You know, the pings are coming down, or should be, and then he should be roughly in his mind timing them. You know, that's not even a challenger thing to do. That's a less rank to do that. I'd probably say gold players probably do that. Maybe even silver nowadays. Anyway, they're looking for the Leona. Lee Sin is down on XP, by the way. Smite by Kayn gets a bit of healing. Pantheon, though, in the area. Weird flash by Kayn, but he gets the healing into the ultimate on the Pantheon. Jinx comes over before the Seraphine, who's out a weird position. And killing spree Sona. Seraphine's only level 4, by the way. Let's return to top lane, rewind, because I don't know what's going on. He's running up. Lulu has hit level 6, and obviously we just saw that she is going to use it. He isn't going, you know, he's straight away engaging. He ults, maybe ults a bit early, to be honest. But now the kind of harass poke is going to happen as Sylas. He'll probably re-engage when he's got abilities up, but he hasn't got enough damage yet to get the kill. And yeah, the game is falling apart for blue team. Let's be honest, they're all dying. Seraphine is still, I think, level 4. You know, Seraphine doesn't seem to be a great champion, to be honest. She does struggle. She can't mid lane anymore. Like, she really doesn't suit the meta, and she's not even a mage like that. There are some mages now that are returning to meta. Seraphine can't. She's too weak in damage terms in the early game. She just gets walked over. And in bot lane, I don't think she's as good as the other mages of bot lane. Ziggs, Swain, those champs. I think even Syndra is returning to bot lane a bit. Seraphine doesn't even have their carry potential either. She's got a good ult, but that's also Sona. So, like, as I know, as harsh as it sounds to some people, and if you get success with lane or whatever carry Seraphine, keep doing it. But for the average player, Seraphine does seem to be, she is a support. Like, that just seems the way the champion's gone, which is what everybody predicted. But it's been weird. There was a very angry player base on Seraphine that was angry. That's the word I would use when everyone's like, she's a support. They were angry when they was like, no, it's a solo laner. Well, she's been out for many months, and I think after the dust has settled, she is a support. Like, if I actually was interested in, let's have a little look, because I've actually not looked it up right now. Let's do it while nothing's going on in top lane. Seraphine, right. Her pick rates. Her pick rate... okay, there you go. So her pick rate in support, so in all games of League of Legends, Seraphine is picked in 3.7 games as support. And in mid lane, she has picked 0.7% of games. So right there, she has picked, what, like 4 times or something? 3-4 times more as a support than a mid. I don't know what that breaks down as, like, I don't know if this website actually shows how often she's picked. I don't know if I can see that. Maybe a different website will tell me. I'll do one more website search, and if I can't find it, then I will give up. Right, let's see. Oh yeah, I got it. All right. Yep. Seraphine's popularity as support is 76.9%. Meanwhile, a big engage happening in mid. Another ignite play. Sylas will get away, though. Why did he do that? That was a mistake. He gets the Lulu ulti. He's going to pop it on himself. That was a bad mistake, I don't think he actually wanted to do that. It just latched when he didn't expect. But the ignite was used by Lulu, and it doesn't get a kill. And obviously, the ignite... Lulu may not have had, may not have wanted to go ignite this game, but she's got ignite because of the healing of Sylas. And you can see the farm difference is big in top. That's not too surprising. But yeah, as I was saying, support, 76.9%. Mid lane, 13.4%. And AD carry, like this game, 9.3%. So it's not even close. Like, she is a support. So, there you go. Anyway, top lane, bit of a fiesta. Obviously, Kayn trying to help with the kill. Pantheon, I think, ults bot lane and helps his bot secure the kill on Jinx, who is obviously immobile. Lulu in the mix with the Lee Sin. It's a 2v2, but not engaged either jungler yet. Think it'll probably stay that way. Soda making a way potentially with Jace. Kayn engaging? on the Lee. Again, remember. Oh, that kick! Oh, that was sick. Get into the tower. He's going to back out early, which is a smart thing to do because there are 2 enemies coming top lane. Sona and Jace are on the way as well, remember. They find the Lulu. They get her mispositioning, caught sleeping. There's the 2 that are making their way. And that whole fight, even though technically it's now ended in a 4v2, it ends up with a blue kill because Lulu was actually caught a bit sleeping there. I think she thought that she was safe. She wasn't. Sona ultimate lands a double into a double Leona ultimate. There's 1. There's 2. And that right there is also what Sylas can do. So to be honest, like I think Sylas is crazy because his Q does damage, his healing is still crazy, he's got good mobility, he's got CC, he's got all that stuff. But then also, he has the ability to steal other ults. He just landed a double Sona ultimate, which is what Sona is known for, is those big crescendo ults. Like, there's Viego nowadays, but he can't use the ults of champions, only Sylas can steal ulties. That's huge, like just stealing an ulti and making a big play. Usually, obviously, as we all know, the ult of a champion usually defines the champion. And yes, Sylas himself doesn't have a aggressive ulti. His ult is copying other ults. But when, on average, most champions in the game, their strongest ability is that ulti, it's so crazy that he can just take that. Like, on the enemy team, look at the ults that he can take. So, Jace ultimate is worthless this game. But Jinx rocket, great. Sona ultimate, probably the best one he can steal. Kayn ultimate, not too bad, gives him a bit of surviving time. And Lulu ultimate, also pretty damn good. So out of the 5 enemies on the enemy team, 4 of them are pretty good ults to steal. I would say 2 of them above the others, well 3 really. I would put Sona ultimate the highest, and then Jinx and Lulu depending what you want. And then Kayn as the last one, and Jace you can't really do much with. I think you can still steal it from him, and you just basically get his ranged form for a few seconds or something. But yeah, and that's the average, I would say. I'd say in the average game of League, Sylas has a lot of ultis that he can go, I can take that one, that one, that one, and it's great. Which is very, very strong. Judging of Lulu's positioning, I'd say Kayn is top lane. The fact that she's not doing too good anymore, but having this amount of aggression is weird to me. So she's having to ult, she's used Ignite again, and there's Kayn. So again, not hard to predict Kayn was top. Literally, Lulu was completely giving it away, let's be honest. So he's ulted, the Sylas has gone in. He's going to try to do his best to 2v1. Can he get to... Look at the W healing! So he gets a 2v1 kill, and yes, he has tried to survive, and he's going to kill a 2v1. He doesn't need to, because Pantheon's there. He gets 1 kill, Pantheon gets the other. But there we go. So I'd say Lulu played that very poorly for a challenger player. She completely gave away that Kayn was there, and she engaged, or let the engage happen too early. She blew her Ignite too early. Another rocket, second one top lane, misses. But yeah, so this is where we are now going to start to see, by the way, Lulu fall off, because again, she is a support. It's a cheese pick that gets ahead early, and then all of it's about supporting very well someone on your team. And, you know, don't be too surprised if you see Kayn come top lane all the time, because as I mentioned at the beginning of the game, that is the big synergy, or one of them is Lulu Kayn. It's much like Kayn Yuumi. It's very strong, as I'm sure all of us have played against Kayn and a Yuumi, or Kayn and a Lulu. It is oppressive. So again, Lulu is ignoring minions. She is running straight for the Sylas. He's flashing. He probably will be okay here. Lulu doesn't have flash up, and there we go. So you can see this Lulu is desperate to try and kill this Sylas. Maybe a little bit too desperate, I would say. If she focused a bit more on farm and a bit more on just stopping the Sylas, it might have been better. But now Sylas also has great synergy with Everfrost, that it gives him the root, that he lands E on you and then just roots you, and then you're like, well, this is fun. So again, he is strong in himself. He has great synergy with an item. Look, Lulu is nearly dead. In one combo, he's teleported back to lane. He's using Lulu ultimate, and she's not going to die. And yes, Kayn is top lane again, by the way. But he also has teammates this time. They both do, to be honest. So there's Sona. Sylas in a 1v3 has gone too deep. He got ignited by the Sona, which is obviously going to reduce his healing. So he went a little bit too nuts that time. But it does show this guy has got the confidence to go that nuts because it's Sylas. It gives you the confidence when you know how strong the champion is. But yeah, let me know what you think of Sylas in the comments. That's kind of why I wanted to do this video on Sylas specifically, is I still think the champion's nuts. He's had a nerf, wink wink. It was kind of a buff. Let me know what you think, because the whole season I have thought this champion is insane. But maybe Riot don't. Meanwhile, they get a nice kill here. They're doing a bunch of nice play. And Lee Sin probably has overcooked it a bit, but will end up surviving, which is good. And also quite rare to see a Pantheon mid, by the way, too. He's doing okay, which is interesting. But yeah, Sylas going to run back to top lane. I would imagine... Well, Zhonya's, I think, is a good second item for Sylas because, again, he is that melee champion that needs that survivability. A few seconds to wait till W comes back up to get healing occasionally. He is hunting also the Lulu himself, by the way, because she is nowhere to be seen. I think this is a prestige skin that he's using, by the way. It looks kind of cool. I didn't like the release skin that Sylas came out with. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't very good. It might be like Lunar Festival or something, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, he's going to get the tower. Lulu's coming back to top, but she's probably too late because the tower's dead. Now, probably Sylas is going to insta-engage. So the ultimate ignite from Lulu. But this is the point. It's not enough anymore. Is it? Oh, it might be. Huzzy, it's his words? Nope, it's not enough. Just. And obviously, I will say that is quite a dominant kill because Lulu uses both summoners. Sylas didn't have any, and he does get the kill. And the healing, he's already back up to a third nearly health, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, so it was also interesting to see the Lulu top pick. I think, by the way, because those are wondering, oh, Jace was the one that got caught in top lane at level 1. Was he actually, who gets killed, the Sylas again, overcooking that aggression? Was it supposed to be Lulu top, or was it supposed to be Jace top? I think they were picking Lulu into Sylas. So Sylas went mid, they were playing Lulu mid. But because Sylas went top this game, Lulu went top. As trying to deny a Sylas from his lane phase. Because, you know, we saw Lulu killed him a few times in the early game. I think the Sylas didn't realise the aggression or the base damage of Lulu, the ignite of Lulu. I think he kind of disrespected it, and he got punished for that. What we are going to probably start seeing, it's kind of like the old cheese meta of playing a support top lane, is now Lulu is arguably going to perma group, never go top lane ever again, and this is where the double support meta for an AD carry is going to live. The negative, obviously, of that is if you kill the Jinx or whoever they're supporting, the game's over for you. But yeah. So Pantheon backing out, maybe a bit too slow, has that 2 support advantage with him. Again, 2 supports together with shields and everything, they're going to have a lot of confidence to dive. But here we go, there's 3v2, Lee Sin getting a really good kick, kills the Sona in 1, then the Lee Sin with a double kill, doing great. Sylas is going to go for the Kayn, triple kill for Lee Sin. Wait for Sylas to get the ult, a bit too early, I'd say, because now Kayn's just going to press E and escape, or even flash. Can he land the E? Quadra kill Lee Sin, can he get a penta? Let's see if he can get it. I have no idea there was a potential pentakill this game. I doubt he's going to get it because Kayn is very fast, and there we go. He gives up on it. But there we go. Not bad at all. And that's a good example that arguably it was basically like 2 people. Oh, he lands the E. The Kayn overstays, question mark. Is he going to die? Nice root. With them the damage. Boom. They get that unofficial ace as the enemy team started to respawn. But blue buff for Sylas, which is always nice. Dragon for blue team as well. But yeah, like... That was a Lee Sin and Leona, I think, or Sona and Seraphine. I can't remember who. There was 2 people that basically killed 4 people in bot lane. Sylas was on the Kayn. And that's the negative of having the double support meta, etc. If the Jinx is focusing on running away and she's not doing damage, when then your Lulu's not really doing damage, your Sona's not really doing damage, you're not going to kill the enemy team, and they're going to kill you eventually. So... yeah, it's a cheesy meta. I don't know if that's what the enemy team were trying to do this game, of like, we're doing the double support meta, or were they just trying out the lane bully Lulu? I don't know. Alright, so he steals Sonar Ultimate, which again is arguably the best ult for him to steal. Sonar Ultimate's very good. Can, in theory, CC all 5 enemies, which not many abilities in League can do that. So it's very good. But yeah, no, the Sylas, very good game. Again, does show he had a rough early game. He got killed by a Lulu a few times. But yeah, Jace having a rough one as well. Personally, I don't love Jace mid. And he just gets absolutely obliterated by the Fed Lee Sin. But yeah, I've never been a big fan of Jace mid, personally. Jace is one of my favourite champions. But to me, Jace is a top laner, not really a mid lane. And yes, it does make a quite big difference. You do have different playstyles of champions that can do both. Like, if you can play Gangplank at top, it is a different playstyle than mid, slightly. And I would say Jace is also a slightly different playstyle, but I think his overall playstyle is just better in top. So Sylas doing a bit of split pushing now. He has teleport up, so if he really needed to TP, he will. But we're probably already at the end of seeing Lulu versus Sylas. Lulu knows that she can't stop Sylas anymore. Like, it's over in terms of that. So he is going for a teleport. He's going for a flank teleport. And by the way, they have arguably fixed replays, which is great to see. Sona goes down by the Lee Sin. Now the... oh, flashes it. Does the Jinx. Nice flash. But yeah, we can see TPs. That was broken for like over a year that we couldn't see the teleports and replays. We can now see them, so well done to Riot, I guess. They are continuing, by the way. They did continue and chase the Jinx. She's dead. Bad Lulu ultimate, no knockups. And they will probably leave it at that unless Sylas gets in position as well. He is going for it. He gets ignited. With then the kick, with then the W, he is dead. Yeah, they overcooked it. The ignite gets the kill. Sylas, once again, fighting. Is it too much, though? I would say maybe. But now Leona's here. Never mind. They can continue. Pantheon gets the kill. What a crazy game. Oh, yeah, there's a Seraphine. I forgot. Oh, yeah, he did, by the way, go Zhonya's second item. And as I said earlier, the reasoning for that is simply... and by the way, even though the W... Remember the W got nerfed? Meanwhile, there's a Sona. The W got nerfed and the Q got buffed. Look at the Sylas. He still is not maxing Q. He is still, I think, maxing W, then E, then Q. So it does show the playstyle of him has not changed at all. Double kill Sylas. So if a nerf has done basically nothing, what was the point in it in the first place? It's very weird. And to be honest, if they just nerfed the healing and did nothing else, I think that was fine. They nerfed the healing and then buffed Q's damage. Sylas did enough damage, in my opinion. Like, he did great damage. So I'm very weird that they needed to give him a buff as well. They didn't need to do that. Anyway, boost and lucidity, obviously getting your cooldowns up. It's all about cooldown for Sylas. Like, you need to have that W up. You need to get the E up to then proc your passive more. That is Sylas in a nutshell, especially the W to get that healing. So that's why he's got, you know, the lucidity boots and all that. Look how desperate the blue team is. Just kill the Kayn before the Baron. Kill him, and then we can do Baron for free. Rampage Sylas, good to see. And Pantheon stayed on the Baron, by the way, so well done to him. But then the Zhonyas, so you're in a big fight. You've used your W, you're nearly dead. The idea is you can Zhonyas, wait a few more seconds, and then your W, by the time you come out of Zhonyas, will be back ready to use as soon as you come out in Zhonyas. So it's quite effective in that. Lee Sin playing well, ends up getting the kill on Lulu, and that'll probably be that. But they have Baron buff now. I, by the way, can tell you, even though everyone's like, oh, dude, this Lee Sin, I can tell you that this game, the Sylas did the most damage in the game. So even though you're like, what? Yeah, Sylas actually did end up doing the most damage in this game. If I actually find the game myself, and then I can look at a bit more detail in it, because that will be good. Was it this game? It was this game. Okay, this game. So this game was played earlier today of me recording this from memory. I need to double check and find where the game has gone. Was it this game? It was this game. Okay, cool. I found it. So Pantheon ults, gets the Jinx, just straight up kills the Jinx by himself, which is kind of nuts. And then, yeah, where was the gold and all that stuff and damage? So I will say, Sylas's green things, which has been, what did he do good? Good Baron uses, high damage Sylas, turret destroyer, good CS, a high KDA, high kill participation, great roaming, good vision. So everything's good. He was a goblin this game, so arguably he held a bit too much gold. So like right now, well, he's not now because he's obviously gone back, but he was holding, at one point this game, he went back with 4.2 thousand gold. That's a lot of gold just to hold on to and not use. You could be way stronger earlier into the game for not holding that much gold, obviously. But yeah, honestly, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you still think he's kind of crazy? So yeah, I can tell you that in the damage done, is the game actually over? I don't actually know. It should be. Sylas did about 27,000 damage this game. The closest next person to him was Lee Sin with about 18,000. So like, he is nearly 10,000 damage ahead of anybody, ahead of the Fed Lee Sin. So Sylas took over this game, like completely, like in terms of damage, carry potential, etc. Yeah, just absolutely nuts. And obviously, even against a cheesy lane that he did get killed in the early game several times as well. So let me know what you think of the champion. Do you think he's a bit too crazy? Do you see him in your own games? Do you see him as a problem? Do you not see him as a problem? Let me know in the comments. I'll be, very interested to know, to be honest. It's always an eye-opener to, like, expand, like, your own thoughts of, like, I think he's strong. I think everybody knows. But I'm asking you guys the question. I want you guys to say, how do you feel of the champion? And we can have, like, a discussion about it. That's what I like. But that is going to be it. If you guys enjoy, throw a like on it, throw a comment, throw a subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.